Make sure to subscribe and like this video. Oh hey, I didn't see you there. In this video, I'm going to help you get your tracking aim down. I've been playing PC games my whole life, probably around 1994 when I was 4 years old. FPS wise, I was playing stuff like Counter-Strike since it initially came out, and I never really stopped until a couple of years ago. I got really good at clicking heads in it, but I noticed all of my aim was pretty much flick shot based, and I didn't really have any control of actually following a target with my crosshair. This was way before aim trainers were a thing at all, like they didn't exist, but I was using maps like Training Aim CSGO, and back in the day we'd do stuff like put a spray on the wall and train our muscle memory shooting between dots, stuff like that. Uh, it got me really good at flick shots and I performed really well, but other than that, if it came down to spraying moving targets and stuff like that, I was really janky at it. When I started playing games like Quake Champions and Quake Live, I noticed I couldn't follow a moving target worth a damn. This is because I sucked at tracking. I started training my tracking aim somewhere between a year and 2 years ago, and I noticed a vast improvement in my ability to aim as well as my overall mouse control. In addition to this, I started training my vertical aim, which was extremely underdeveloped. Any situation where I had to aim at like a almost 90-degree angle straight up, like say someone on a wedge, my aim was just janky, man, and it was not happening like completely foreign, like alien in every way. But I went from averaging 30 LG accuracy in Quake Champions or Quake Live pubs, stuff like that, to frequently hitting over 50 accuracy at the end of games with LG as my most used weapon. So I'm pretty sure these tips are going to help you out. This guide is aimed towards people who are beginners at tracking, and I have the game Diabotical mainly in mind since it just came out and I'm wanting to help people who are wanting to improve their aims with weapons such as the shaft, and also for things that aren't shooting constantly like the shaft but do involve tracking, like close range tracking like the shotgun, or long range like the railgun. It does involve tracking. But these skills will translate to every shooter out there. If you're looking to specifically get headshots in a game like Counter-Strike, this probably isn't the guide you want to watch, so I'll let you know not to waste your time. But I'll make another guide for that if people want it, because in my opinion, that takes a completely different style of training. But this will still help with your mouse control. In this guide, I'm going to go over a few different scenarios. I'm using Kovaak as an example, but Aimbeast has all the same scenarios in it as well if you'd like to use that. They're both great programs for training your aim, and they both helped me out immensely. I'm going to cover a few things. I want you to train your long strafing abilities, your fast strafing abilities, your vertical, long, and fast strafe abilities, and then target switching on targets that are moving both vertically and horizontally. I'll make a more advanced guide later, but this is basically to help beginners see some fast improvement in their skills. I highly recommend using the time skill feature to slow down the bots as you're building your skills. It's like playing an instrument. It's better to do it perfectly at a slow speed so that you're doing the correct motion. Otherwise, it's just going to be slop, and you don't want slop. Once you get this stuff down properly, it's going to feel completely effortless, and you won't even think about it in game. You don't want to struggle or feel like your aim is sloppy. It should be completely effortless. All right, the first thing we're going to be doing is Kata IC long strafes. If you're completely new to this, I'd recommend putting the time scale down to zero point 0.6. Also, we could be doing Invincible, but you can just click on Invincible right there. I'd say for pretty much all of this stuff, you want it on Invincible if possible. Uh, just focus on being extremely smooth. There's always going to be a little bit of you're not going to be able to have 100% reflexes and always stay on target due to reaction times and the limitations of our brain. You don't see people hitting 100% accuracy on these. What you want to do is react as fast as possible and then switch and make it smooth. Uh, this scenario right here helped me out a bunch. Once you get comfortable with that, just go up in increments of, I'd say, 0.1 until you got it down. I'd say warm up on this probably 10 minutes. It's gonna feel extremely awkward at first, but you will get it down and it will get way easier. All right, now we're on Cat IC fast strafes. For this one, if you're new to it, you're definitely gonna want to adjust your time scale lower. This, make sure it's on invincible as well. Uh, this is gonna train you to make like react quickly to short movements, which is extremely beneficial because if you're going up against someone good at dodging, they're gonna be constantly dodging back and forth. So you want to have this down. Work your way up. I'd say probably work on this for about 10 minutes as well if you're a beginner. Add this to your routine. This is the warm up routine I used when I started, and I saw massive improvements from it. There's also a little bit of verticality involved whenever the bot decides to go up the stairs. Next up, we've got vertical long strafes. This is definitely important, and I think a lot of people neglect this, but this isolates your vertical aiming, which is extremely important. I haven't warmed up at all today, so I'm not on fire or anything right now. But I'd say warm up on this for maybe 5 minutes. And then once you go over to vertical fast strafes, you're definitely going to want to drop your time scale down here because I don't even know how good I'll do at this right now. This one's way trickier. But this helps your ability to react to vertical movement greatly, which yeah, this is nuts right here. Uh, which is extremely important because when people do things like jump or rocket jump, it lets you react to the vertical movement far faster than you're used to. I'm not good at this right now, but this definitely helps. Now we have bounce 180 tracking. This is an extremely beneficial scenario because you're training your horizontal movement, vertical movement, and in between, you're training your target switching, which is extremely important because it helps you switch between targets. Like after you finish one person off, it trains you to immediately flick to the next one. Plus, you're learning to see movement. You're learning to track multiple movements simultaneously. The peak of a jump in game is where people are gonna be moving the slowest, and this is also helpful for your railgun. Like if someone is at the peak of their jump, that's where you want to shoot them if possible, because they're gonna be the slowest once they're at the top. Isn't this trains more than just tracking? You're also indirectly training flick shotting to stuff when you're switching between these. It's extremely good. I've been neglecting this lately, but it's extremely helpful. This scenario is called LGC3 Reborn. It's also an Aimbeast under LGC3, I believe. And what you want to do in this, don't worry about setting a high score. That's not what's important, really. You want you want to be focused on dodging during all this. Now that you've warmed up all your other stuff, You want to focus on getting your movement erratic and still be aiming while you're dodging around. You can practice this on the ones I showed you earlier as well, like the kata long strafes and the fast strafes. You want to be able to dodge around while you're doing this stuff, and you'll see vast improvements. I didn't warm up before making this video or anything, so my aim's kind of sad right now. But yeah, this will definitely help you out. You want to, you can do a few things. You can, when it goes one way, you can strafe the opposite way. You can mirror it, go the same way it's going. But all in all, what you want to do is be erratic as possible and still be able to have your crosshair on something. You want to be as hard to hit as possible, but also be able to react to changes in your opponent dodging. Like I said earlier, most of these scenarios are also available in Aimbeast as well. This one's called Goop's Diabotical LG. I set a new high score on this second try, which I'm pretty proud of. I doubt I'll get anywhere close to that score right now because I'm not the best multitasker. But yeah, if you follow the routine I laid out, you will see massive improvements in your aim, and it will translate to games. That is for sure. See what I can get here. 15 seconds left. Like I said earlier, focus on your dodge. Definitely focus on your dodge. It's not about hitting high scores, it's about aiming when it comes down to it. Oh, what? Oh, well, I guess I just set a new high score. All right, that works. Yeah, if you have any questions about anything, let me know down below. Uh, wow. Yeah.